Hi, I'm Michael Cohen, president of Temple Beth Hillel in Richmond, California, and I'm going to make latkes according to my family's tradition. The ingredients are pretty simple: potatoes, onions, salt, pepper, and lots of oil to fry in. This is just canola oil. Peanut oil also works. So the first thing I do is, and Bisquick. All right, I drop the peeled potato into water so that the potato doesn't oxidize and turn an ugly brown color. Now it's time to start grating. If I were doing a large family, large quantity, I would use the food processor with the grater disc. But for 2 potatoes in this demonstration, I'm just going to hand grate. So again, I'll start with the onion. Because I don't want the potato to oxidize, and the onion will prevent that. Now be sure you don't add pieces of your finger to the mix. It would no longer be kosher. Okay, and now I grate the potato. Some people use a blender and make it pureed. I like the texture of the grated. It reminds me that at one point it was a potato. All right, now that everything's grated, I have a colander and some cheesecloth. I will pour the onion and potato mixture into the cheesecloth and get all the extra liquid out.
Wow.
Probably some sort of use for onion infused potato starch, but I don't know what it is. Okay, you add some egg, a generous amount of salt. This is not health food. Some pepper. And now for our family secret. One year we were making latkes at my father and stepmother's home, and they didn't have any matzah meal. They didn't have any flour. What they had was Bisquick. And so we used it. And it turned out that the leavening in the Bisquick added a nice texture to the latkes. And ever since that day, I have been the official latke maker of the family and other families, and I've always used the Bisquick. I want to be careful not to put in too much Bisquick, or otherwise it has the texture of a cake and not of a latke. And like I said before, I really like the potatoes to remind me that they're potatoes. But as long as there's enough to bind them together to form the latkes between the egg and the Bisquick and the salt and the pepper. We'll add some oil. The pan's already been heating up. And it's got to be a good amount of oil because this holiday is about oil. And lights, but oil. Then, depending on the size of the latke that you want, spoon that out. Now we fry them until they are golden brown and delicious. Okay, now I'm going to check the bottom a little bit more. After they're golden brown and beautiful, you put them on a paper towel on a plate to drain the grease. Let them cool off just a little bit. And then enjoy. Some people like it with sour cream, some with applesauce, some with powdered sugar. Well, the 2 potatoes that I chose and the onion are making 6 latkes, good size, big latkes. How many you get will depend on the size of your potatoes and the size of your onions. All right, this isn't that difficult. I think anyone can do this. Very few ingredients. There were 2 potatoes that I used. I used an onion. You can add more or less depending on your taste. Salt. I use kosher salt. It's just easier to control. Fresh ground pepper. And the secret family ingredient, Bisquick.